Hello, PBC family. Thanks for joining me tonight. In 1 Samuel 17, we find the story of David and Goliath. In the story, the Israelites are being challenged by the Philistine army, and the Philistine champion Goliath is coming day after day to challenge the Israelites. Rather than have everyone fight, he says, you choose your champion, send them out against me, and whoever wins, wins the battle. No one volunteers to fight Goliath. David comes to bring supplies to his brothers who are serving in the army, and he hears this. He then goes to Israel's king, Saul, and he volunteers. And Saul is quite rightly skeptical. David is a young teenager at this time, but as David is talking to him, this is what he says in 1 Samuel 17, verses 34 to 37. Your servant has been keeping his father's sheep. When a lion or a bear came and carried off a sheep from the flock, I went after it, struck it, and rescued the sheep from its mouth. When it turned on me, I seized it by its hair, struck it, and killed it. Your servant has killed both the lion and the bear. This uncircumcised Philistine will be like one of them, because he has defied the armies of the living God. The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine. Saul said to David, go, and the Lord be with you. As I said, David was a young teenager at this time. He was too young to even serve in Israel's army. But he says to Saul, I have been fighting for a long time. I take care of my father's sheep, and I've had to fight, and I've had to kill lions and bears in order to protect them. God has prepared me so I can defeat Goliath. We don't like problems in our life. In fact, we often see problems as obstacles to keep us from achieving the goals or getting what we want in life. And for David, a lion and a bear, as he was keeping his father's sheep, were definitely problems and obstacles and challenges. And when we see problems, a lot of times we look at them as interruptions and disruptions to what we desire. We've faced all kinds of problems as we've walked through this pandemic season and everything else that has come in this last year. We've had problem and disruption after problem and disruption just over and over again. And oftentimes as we think about these, oftentimes as we pray about these, what we think is, God, take this away from me. God, remove these from me. God, I don't want this anymore. Keep these from even happening. But what if God is wanting to use our problems and disruptions in our lives? What if instead of keeping them from us and removing them, if God is using them? Our past problems prepare us for our future opportunities. And this is what we see in the life of David. I wonder if David ever prayed to God to protect him and his sheep, and if he ever prayed, God, please keep the lions and the bears from even finding us, from attacking. And I wonder if David ever questioned God when he had another bear or lion attack that came. But these problems prepared David to fight and defeat Goliath. I don't know what God is preparing you for today, but I do know that he can use your problems to prepare you for future opportunities. Press into what God is wanting to teach you during this season that we're in, and then be alert for the opportunities that God is wanting to bring your way. I hope that encourages you today, and I will see you back here on Sunday for worship.